The topic of immigration can spur passionate commentary, and often is driven by the perpetuation of myths and political spin. Add to that the difficulty in accessing current, accurate information, and the dialogue can become murky and ill-informed. While this is certain to be an ongoing conversation during the presidential campaign, let's look at the most current and comprehensive information available. These are just the facts. First, who's here? 41.3 million people who are living in the US were born in another country. That's roughly 13% of our total population. Of all those foreign-born residents, nearly half, 47%, are citizens. Even though Mexicans represent the largest foreign-born group, 11.6 million people, the rate of migration from Mexico has fallen dramatically by 57% in the matter of less than a decade, from 1.9 million to 819,000. People from the UK, Canada, and Japan were the next largest groups of temporary residents, and people from India, while representing only 2.4% of current annual entrants, remain the second largest foreign-born population living in the US because there's been a wave of immigration since the 1990s. As a result, people from India rank high, third on the list of permanent residencies granted in 2013. They also receive the highest percentage of worker visas and student visas, and they make nearly double that of the average US-born household. So who's here legally? In 2014, there were approximately 11.3 million unauthorized immigrants living in the US. That represents a little more than a quarter of all foreign-born residents, and that total has held steady for 5 years. While Mexico is still the origin for nearly a third of unauthorized immigration each year, the annual flow has dropped sharply since 2009. As of 2013, the majority, 65% of all Latinos in the US, were born here. And the highest percentage of immigrants granted legal, permanent residence each year are from Mexico. That represents 135,000 Mexican-born people per year. And in total, about 1 million people are legalized annually. And what about crime? Studies show that the rate of crime committed by immigrants, including those unauthorized to be in the US, is lower than the rate of crime committed by US-born citizens. In 2010, approximately 1.6% of 18 to 39-year-old immigrant males were incarcerated. Compare that to 3.3% of all US-born males of the same age. And the 2010 census showed that less educated men aged 18 to 39 born in the US had an incarceration rate of 10.7%, which was 3 times greater than the rate of Mexican men and 5 times greater than the rate for men born in El Salvador or Guatemala. Who's working? Most immigrants come to the US to work, and employment rates tend to be higher among foreign-born residents than in some US-born groups. 70% of the 11 million immigrants from Mexico aged 16 and up were in the civilian labor force in 2013. This is a higher rate than the 67% of all foreign-born in the same age group of 39.4 million immigrants, and higher still than the 63% labor force participation among the 211.4 million US-born population. While the percentage of people born outside the US has been increasing in the past several decades, it's worth remembering that a century ago, a proportionally larger wave of immigration shaped the US. At the early peak of the Great Wave of Immigration from the 1890s to 1920s, 15% of the population was foreign-born, whereas now it's 13%. That migration was of course dominated by Europeans. Among them was Frederick Chris Trump, grandfather to a certain presidential candidate who immigrated from Germany in 1885. Again, these are just the facts. If you liked what you just saw, please hit the subscribe button on our channel and try to spread the word. In the meantime, we'll keep trying to make thoughtful, information-driven pieces that matter. Thanks for watching.